Now students, today we will see the cross between two different characteristic features where we can see the inheritance of two genes. Now in the previous cross where we have seen the monohybrid cross, there we have seen one gene inheritance. So after this one gene inheritance, now we will see about two gene inheritance. So here we have taken two contrasting characters, and you can see here tall plant round seeds and here short plant wrinkle seeds are taken. There are two characters and we get it as a dihybrid cross. So here we can see that for tall we have taken capital T, and for round we have taken capital R, and this is a small t and this is a small r, So the gametes that we will get here is all same type TR, and this is a small t, small r, which are gametes. We get the F1 like this, capital T, small t, capital R, small r. This is F1, first filial generation. Now in the next stage what we have to do, we have to cross F1 into F1. So this is F1, this is another F1. So F1 into F1 is crossed as we have done in the monohybrid cross. Now what we will do here, we will put a checkerboard. This is also called the Punnett square, and here we will put the gametes. Here also we'll put the gametes. So I told you have to write a male like this. This is a symbol and this is a symbol for the female. So as you all know, we have to put the gametes, the male gametes in this side and the female gametes in this side. Okay, you can write like this. And so you can see capital T, small t, capital R, small r. The gametes are like this type. TR, T small r, small t, capital R, small t, small r. The similar types of gametes will be written here as the female one because both are same. So here capital T, capital R, capital T, small t, capital R, small t, small r. Right. So now you just put this like in a Punnett square, and then you will have to cross like this, capital T, capital T, capital R, capital R, capital T, capital R, small r, capital T, small t, capital R, capital R, capital T, small t, capital R, small r. So this way from here you have to cross all this. Then from here like this you will get a total of 16 individual in this box, the Punnett square. And so here you have to then find out the phenotype and the genotype of this cross. So when we get the Punnett square with the 16, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Fill up this Punnett square by crossing this one with this one, this one with this one, this one with this one, this one with this one. This way you get to fill all this. So once you will do this way, then you take this one and then cross it with the gametes of the male. You take this one and then see here small t, capital R, you cross it with this capital T, small t, capital R, capital R. Like this way you fill it. So you get 16. Okay, so now you have to find out the genotype. Like you first of all we have taken the plants like tall, round. Okay, tall, round. So tall plant and round seed. So how many? How will you have to find out? For that you have to see this, that there is for tall round it can be capital T, capital R, capital R. For tall round it can be capital T, capital R, small r in the heterozygous condition. It can be capital T, capital R, small r, or capital T, small t, capital R, capital R. These are all for the tall round, because we have seen that if we get tall then we have to take capital T, we have to see about capital R. And one small t and small r, if it is present then it's okay for tall round. So here from this box you have to find out what are the capital T, capital R, what are the genotype present here to give what tall round. So this one is tall round. See capital T, capital R, this is also tall round. This is also tall round. And this one is also tall round. So this one is also tall round. Here is also tall round. This is also tall round. Whenever you can see one capital T, one R, it is tall round. This is also tall round. Capital T, capital R. Then you can see here this is also tall round. So let us see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So total we have got 9 tall round. So for the dominant characteristic feature we have got what? 9 tall round. Next we want to find out tall wrinkled. So for tall wrinkled, remember it will be capital T, small r, or capital T, small r. Wrinkled is recessive, so it should be present in homozygous stage, that is double R in small. So this you can see capital T and small r, or like this way it will come. So let us find out from here. Capital T, small r, this is one. Capital T, small r, this is one. And capital T, small r, this is one. So we have got tall wrinkled as 3. Then we have to find out short round. For short round we have small t, capital R, or small t, capital R, small r. Since R is dominant, you can use, if only one R is there and one small r, then it's okay. So short round, so you have capital T, you cannot use here, you have to take short. For this you have to use small t. Then for small t you have see here small t, capital R, small t, capital R, small t, capital R, small r. These are all short round, right? So this is 3. So how many? Here I have put star marks here, 1, 2, 3. So you have short round is 3 and short wrinkled is 1. So what is this? Small t, small r, short wrinkled is 1. So in this dihybrid cross, total number of individual formed offspring from is 16, and the ratio that we will get here is 9:3:3:1. That is tall round is to tall wrinkled is to short round is to short wrinkled is 9:3:3:1. Now this ratio is fixed for the dihybrid cross of the Mendel when you have a dominant pair of contrasting characters as a male and female with the recessive one. Okay, whatever we are taking in the dominant side, just we will take the recessive in the other parent. So in this condition, what will happen? The ratio comes to is 9:3:3:1. So this is fixed for Mendel's experiments, and here we can see that the inheritance of one pair of allele does not interfere in the inheritance of the other pair of allele. So Mendel proposed the third law, that is the law of independent assortment. Now, after completing all these crosses, monohybrid and dihybrid cross, Mendel proposed 3 rules, which is number 1 is law of dominance, the second is law of segregation, and the third is law of independent assortment. So now we will discuss this. But first of all, let us make it clear that this dihybrid cross is for the inheritance of 2 genes and the monohybrid cross is for the inheritance of 1 gene. Okay, and here we can see that phenotypic ratio that can be seen from outside, that is called the phenotype. So this ratio is always in the dihybrid ratio is 9:3:3:1, and the recessive one is the minimum number, that is 1. So now we will come to the Mendel's laws, the first law of dominance. Now the Mendel's first law is law of dominance, where we can see the characters are controlled by the units which are called the factors. So as we have seen in the cross, we can see that the characteristic features are controlled by these factors. Then the factors occur in pairs. And in a dissimilar pair of factors, one member of the pair dominates and the other is recessive. So as you have seen in the crosses, the factors are these are the units and they control the characteristic features. जो क्रॉस होने वाला है उसको कौन कंट्रोल कर रहा है? फैक्टर्स. and the factors occur in pairs, जैसे हम लोगों ने capital T बोल के ऐसे लिखा था. So they occur in pairs, and one pair dominates, as you can see here, one pair dominates, and the other one out of this one pair, one is dominant and other is recessive. So this is a dissimilar pair of factor where we can call it as heterozygous condition. उसमें से one member dominant, other recessive होता है. Okay. Next is the law of segregation. Now in this law of segregation, it states that though the parents contain two alleles during gamete formation, parents will contain two alleles during gamete formation. Now these factors or allele segregate from each other. So what will happen? The gamete receives only one of the two factors. Gamete will not receive both the factors. Gamete will receive only one of the two factors. So the alleles do not show any blending, and both the characters are recovered in the F2 generation. It may not be present in F1. F1 में नहीं भी हो सकता है, लेकिन F2 में वो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक आएगा, वो फीचर आएगा. So there is no blending, and these alleles they separate out during the formation of gametes. जैसे कि कैपिटल T है, तो उसका गैमेट जो होगा that is capital T. Not both T's will not come, both the capitals will not come. And if it is small t, capital T, small t, then also 1t, capital 1, small t will come as gametes. Both will not come together in the gamete. So alleles do not show any blending, and gametes receives only one of the two factors. This is the law of segregation. And remember that these are the laws, so you have to learn the laws by heart. And the third law, that is related to the inheritance of two genes, and this is the dihybrid cross that we have seen just now, is the law of independent assortment. Now I will give one example where we can see that here is tall, this is short, this is male, this is female. Now you can see here gametes are coming, so I have written here gametes. Now the gametes, if we join, there is a union, and then this forms the progeny or the offspring. You can see here one comes from the father and one comes from the mother, if this is the female and this is the male. So this is the hybrid condition where we can see this is the progeny, and this has got one T from the father and one small t from the mother. So this you can see, this is the inheritance of the DNA that is transmitted, or the genes that is transmitted from the parents to the child, and this maintains the stability of the DNA. So in the human being, there is the maintenance of DNA flow or the stability, which is the basis of evolution. Now for this law of independent assortment, we can see that when two pairs of traits are combined in a hybrid, two pairs of traits or characters, they are combined in a hybrid, then segregation of one pair of characters is independent of the other pair of characters. Whenever there is segregation or separation, this is independent of other pair of character. At the time of gamete formation, जब भी gamete formation होगा, the two pairs of traits, जो two pairs of traits है that are combined to form the hybrid, so segregation of one pair of characters, one pair जब segregate होगा ना, अलग अलग होगा, it is independent of the other pair of characters. उसके साथ उसका कोई मेल नहीं है, they are all independent. So they get randomly arranged in the offspring. तो इसमें अब randomly arranged होगा तो parental characteristics and new combinations दोनों आएंगे, and independently ये assort हो जाते हैं, इसमें कोई combination नहीं होता. They segregate and assort independently, and they are recovered in the parental in the offspring, and they will get all the parental characters and also the new combination of characters. So this is law of independent assortment, which is seen when we do the dihybrid cross. Now you can see that human being has 46 chromosomes. So in the male will give 23. Here also female will give 23. When they will combine, then again it becomes 46 chromosomes. So it comes back to again 46 after the union of the male and the female gametes. Okay, so 46 is 2n, that is diploid, and we get the gametes as haploid. So haploid male, haploid female, these gametes will join together to form the diploid condition. This maintains the stability, that the DNA is not altered, the DNA number is not altered. So again, when the organism is formed, the DNA maintains its stability, which is the basis of heredity evolution. So today we have discussed about the dihybrid cross, which shows inheritance of two genes, and we have also discussed the Mendel's law, law of dominance, law of segregation, and law of independent assortment. In the next class we will be discussing about the deviations from the Mendel's laws.